the assault that changed everything. February 8th, 2009. The night before the Grammys, Chris Brown physically assaulted his then-girlfriend Rihanna in a car after a pre-Grammy party. A photograph of Rihanna's bruised face was leaked to the public. The image shocked the entire world. Her face was unrecognizable, swollen, bruised, battered. Chris Brown was charged with felony assault. The evidence was overwhelming. He pled guilty to the charges, sentenced to 5 years probation. Domestic violence counseling was required. Community labor hours mandatory. The public outrage was massive. This wasn't a rumor or allegation. This was documented, photographed, undeniable. The damage to Brown's reputation was immediate and long-lasting. Career setbacks followed. Sponsors dropped him. Wrigley's pulled him from their Double Mint gum campaign. He faced issues entering certain countries. Canada denied him entry multiple times. UK and Australia gave him problems. The public perception of Chris Brown never recovered. 15 plus years later, and every controversy he's involved in ties back to this moment. The Frank Ocean parking lot fight. People immediately referenced the Rihanna assault. His volatile behavior became the narrative. Meanwhile, Rihanna moved on, became a billionaire with Fenty, found happiness, built an empire. Chris Brown's legacy is permanently stained by this one night. The talent is undeniable, the music still charts, but the violence is what people remember first. July 2020, after a party at Kylie Jenner's house in the Hollywood Hills, Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the feet. Initially, she told police she stepped on glass, trying to protect everyone involved. Months of speculation and denials followed. The rumors were everywhere. Nobody knew what really happened. Megan finally came forward and named Tory Lanez as the shooter. Tory denied everything publicly, went on social media, made statements, even made an entire album called Daystar addressing the situation, called Megan a liar repeatedly. Fans took sides immediately, created an extremely toxic environment. Megan was getting attacked for being a victim. People didn't believe her, questioned her story, made jokes about her getting shot. The disrespect was unreal. The trial began and the evidence was damning. Witnesses testified, DNA evidence presented, text messages shown. Tory Lanez was found guilty on all counts. Assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, discharging a firearm with gross negligence. December 2023, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Throughout all of this, Megan Thee Stallion faced constant harassment, had to defend herself over and over, had to relive the trauma publicly. Her career was affected by having to constantly address it. Tory's career is completely over. He's locked up. Won't be out until 2032 at the earliest. This case showed how victims get attacked when they come forward, how people will defend their favorite artists no matter what the evidence shows. Megan deserved better. The culture failed her. There were decades of rumors about R. Kelly, allegations dating back to the 1990s. 2002, a tape surfaced. 2008, he went to trial. He was acquitted. People looked the other way for years, separated the art from the artist, kept playing Ignition Remix at parties, kept singing I Believe I Can Fly at graduations. January 2019, everything changed. The documentary Surviving R. Kelly dropped on Lifetime. 6 hours detailing allegations of abuse, coercion, and trafficking. Stories from underage girls, cult-like control over women, parents who hadn't seen their daughters in years. Victims came forward with absolutely disturbing stories. The public couldn't ignore it anymore. It was all laid out, documented, impossible to deny. Following the documentary, R. Kelly was dropped by RCA Records. His music was pulled from radio stations. Streaming services removed him from playlists. The industry finally cut ties. September 2021, he was convicted on federal charges: sex trafficking, racketeering, running a criminal enterprise. June 2022, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Then more convictions came, another trial in Chicago, more charges, more time added. Over 30 years total when everything was combined. One of the biggest falls in music history. A career that spanned decades. Hits that defined generations. All destroyed. Now when you hear I Believe I Can Fly It, sounds different. You can't separate the art from the artist anymore. Not with this. The music is tainted by what he did. The legacy is destroyed. Kanye has a long history of controversies, interrupting Taylor Swift at the VMAs, saying slavery was a choice, supporting Donald Trump. But 2022 was different. This time he went too far. October 2022, Paris Fashion Week. Kanye wore a White Lives Matter shirt to his Yeezy show. Immediate backlash. People were confused. Why would he do this? Then came the explanation, and it got worse. The anti-Semitic rants started. Social media posts targeting Jewish people, interviews where he doubled down, went on Drink Champs, went on Tucker Carlson, said Jewish people control the media, control the banks, classic anti-Semitic tropes. On Twitter, he said he was going, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, got locked out of his accounts, went on podcasts, and kept going. Said he could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas couldn't drop him. They dropped him immediately. Also dropped by Gap, dropped by Balenciaga, lost his billionaire status overnight. The deals he said were untouchable, gone, cost him $1.6 billion in partnerships, condemned by major civil rights groups. The Anti-Defamation League spoke out. Even his own fans started turning on him. This wasn't edgy, this wasn't provocative art, this was hate speech. Plain and simple, 2024 and 2025, he's still trying to recover. Apologized in Hebrew, which seemed genuine, trying to make amends. But the damage to his legacy is permanent. Went from being called a genius to being a cautionary tale. About mental health, about unchecked power, about crossing lines you can't come back from. The Marshall Mathers LP dropped. Massive commercial success, one of the biggest albums of the year. But it contained an extremely controversial reference. The song I'm Back had a lyric about the Columbine High School shooting. Won't repeat the exact words here, but it referenced the tragedy directly. Columbine happened in April 1999. 13 people dead, 21 injured, the 2 shooters died. The nation was traumatized, still processing what happened. Eminem referenced it barely a year later on his album, made a joke out of it. The outrage was immediate, sparked backlash for seemingly glorifying violence. Families of victims spoke out. How could he make light of something so horrific? The media attacked him relentlessly, called him dangerous, said he was influencing kids negatively. Later versions of the album censored the lyric completely. Even Eminem seemed to understand he went too far. Showed the line between shock value and pure insensitivity. His career survived. He was too big to cancel at that point, but the moment stuck with him, became part of the conversation around his controversial lyrics. There's pushing boundaries, and then there's mocking a school shooting. That line got crossed. Rocco's song UOENO was gaining traction. Rick Ross had a guest verse on it. The verse contained a lyric about drugging a woman without her knowledge. Won't repeat the specific bars, but it was widely interpreted as referencing non-consensual situations, essentially describing assault. The backlash was immediate. Women's groups spoke out. Survivors of assault called him out. This wasn't abstract, this was describing a crime. Reebok dropped Ross as a spokesperson immediately. He had a major endorsement deal with them, gone overnight because of one verse. Ross initially didn't apologize properly, tried to downplay it, eventually issued a statement saying the lyrics didn't reflect his character, that he would never condone such actions, but the damage was already done. His reputation took a serious hit, showed that words have real consequences. You can't just say anything for shock value, especially when it describes harming people. His career continued. He's still making music, still successful. But that moment is a permanent stain on his discography, a reminder that artists have responsibility for what they put out. Ross said something wrong. Diddy allegedly did something criminal. Diddy, 2024 federal charges. September 2024. Sean Diddy Combs was arrested by federal agents, charged with trafficking and racketeering. Multiple lawsuits with allegations of assault had been building. November 2023, his ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a lawsuit, described years of abuse and control, detailed disturbing allegations. The lawsuit settled in one day, but the damage was done. More accusers came forward after seeing Cassie speak up. Then in May 2024, CNN obtained video footage, showed Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway back in 2016. The video was damning, showed him grabbing her, kicking her, dragging her. He apologized for the video, said he was disgusted with himself, but continued to deny other allegations. The federal government had been building a RICO case, raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, found evidence of alleged criminal activities. Currently, Diddy is awaiting trial. He's been denied bail multiple times. Judges determined he's a flight risk and a danger. One of the most powerful moguls in music history is now sitting in federal custody. The upheaval in the entertainment industry has been massive. Bad Boy Records' entire legacy is being questioned. Every accomplishment is now viewed through a different lens. The trial is ongoing. He's awaiting the verdict. If convicted on all charges, he could face life in prison. This is one of the biggest falls from grace in entertainment history, from the top of the industry to potentially dying in prison. Future's song Karate Chop had a remix. Lil Wayne had a verse on it. That verse contained an absolutely disturbing comparison. He referenced Emmett Till's brutal murder in a line about an intimate act. Won't repeat the specific lyric, but it compared the two directly. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy murdered in Mississippi in 1955, lynched for allegedly whistling at a white woman. His mother, Mamie Till, held an open casket funeral, wanted America to see what they did to her son. The images shocked the nation, became a symbol of the civil rights movement, and Lil Wayne used that tragedy as a punchline for a bar about intimacy. The criticism from the black community was immediate and fierce. The Till family spoke out against the lyric, said it was disrespectful to Emmett's memory. Mountain Dew dropped Wayne as a spokesperson. He lost the endorsement deal. Wayne issued an apology to the Till family, said he regretted the line deeply, that he should have never said it. This showed that even legends can go too far. Some things are sacred, some tragedies shouldn't be used for clever wordplay. Emmett Till's murder isn't a metaphor, it's a painful piece of history that should be respected. Wayne crossed a line with words. 2 live crew crossed legal boundaries. 2 live crew. Obscenity arrests. 1990. The album As Nasty as They Wanna Be was released. Extremely sexually explicit content, graphic descriptions throughout. A Florida judge ruled the album legally obscene. First time an album was ever declared obscene by a court. Group members were actually arrested for performing songs from the album, arrested for obscenity. This was unprecedented, led to a major legal battle. Free speech versus sexually explicit content. The debate went national. Is this art? Or is it obscenity? The ACLU stepped in to defend them, argued this was a First Amendment issue. The case went through appeals. Eventually, the obscenity ruling was overturned. They won, but the arrests showed how much power the government had over artistic expression. The case established an important precedent. Artists could make explicit content. Courts couldn't just ban it because it was offensive. This changed how obscenity was viewed legally, paved the way for all the explicit rap that came after. Without 2 live crew fighting that battle, modern hip-hop might not exist as we know it. They took the legal hit so future artists could have freedom. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers dropped. The song Anti-Diaries explored Kendrick's personal growth, specifically about his transgender uncle. The track showed his evolving understanding of gender identity, attempted to display a journey from ignorance to acceptance, from using wrong terminology to learning better. But throughout the song, he repeatedly used a slur, the F slur, multiple times. He also dead-named his family member, used their birth name instead of chosen name. Even in the context of showing growth, the language was harmful. The trans community was divided on the song. Some appreciated the attempt at progress, acknowledged he was trying to learn and educate his audience, showing that people can evolve. Others heavily criticized the harmful language, said good intentions don't excuse using slurs, that he could have told the story without repeating offensive terms. The debate became about who gets to tell these stories, whether education justifies using slurs even in context, whether a cisgender man should be centering himself in a trans narrative. Kendrick never fully addressed the backlash and never explained his choice to use that language. The song remains controversial in his catalog, shows that even the most conscious rappers can miss the mark. The complexity of addressing sensitive topics. Sometimes the message gets lost in the delivery.